welcome to another episode of V4Veganism. I am here with Freakquencee and Maddy, and they are all-around artists. We got spoken word, musicians, rapper, author, visual artists, anime artists, and we're going to have a little rap session about veganism. After this election, and even before this election, but definitely with this new administration that we have, there's a lot of stuff going around of like stay woke. Can you be fully woke without being vegan?
See, okay, so I just want to speak on being woke, period, because people kind of look at being woke as knowing every single goddamn thing that's going on in the world, when really being woke is you being aware of things going on within yourself. So there are like kind of different definitions of being woke. See, with knowing things going on in the world, that tags on to being knowledgeable, but you could be woke and just know shit about yourself.
Yeah. I think to also add on to that, number one, I think it's also a trend. It's like, oh, stay woke,
everyone. It is a trend.
Because a lot of the things that you see,
being vegan is a trend, wearing crystals is a trend.
Yeah, but I think a lot of that, like you said, being, more aware about yourself, but I think a lot of stuff, being woke is really also questioning a lot of things, because you're at least you're woke.
Questioning yourself too. People are afraid to question what they believe in. To be aware is to be aware of what you're eating and put it in your body as well too. Yeah. And like if you're aware of those things, then you would know that the chemicals they put in these these products, your favorite chips, your favorite cookies, are not your best friend. What they put in your water is not your best friend. It's poisoning you. It's killing you. It's probably the reason why your auntie just got cancer, or why so-and-so just got diabetes, or why, quote-unquote, someone has ADHD. When really it's probably just a chemical imbalance, and that shit really doesn't fucking exist. Yeah. So, like, to be woke, like I said, is to be fucking aware.
I think it's also a psychological thing as well, because you're told, well, you have this, like I said, and my mom even believes it. When I stopped taking medicine for ADHD, I was, I think, 20 years old, and I remember it was my I've been taking medicine for years.
When did you start taking it?
I started taking it when I want to say I was 13. I
think that's horrible too, to give a developing kid
young.
They don't care.
And the thing is,
and it's meth. It's fucking meth.
And the thing about me is I know that I and she knows. I don't like to even say I have ADHD.
Kim on meth.
Like, I don't like to claim that I have ADHD. I hate saying I do. But so I went to this doctor for a long time. She was like, I'm going to prescribe you this. How's your, how do you focus? How do you do? They just give me a clipboard, I'd circle whatever. I started when I was young, because when I lived in Bloomfield, it was a fairly urban area. And a lot of the teachers, really, I failed a lot of my classes. I had a hard time, but for me, I process information very differently. Yeah. It just needs to be explained differently.
They don't realize that.
I was depressed. I was drowsy. I would be on a high.
It makes you a zombie.
Yep, I was on a high for an hour, and I was a zombie for the rest of the day. I didn't want to talk to anybody, and people would see it. People were like, Maddie, like, this isn't you.
Pharmaceuticals are poison.
Yeah, oh my God. No, but it's like, take Latuda. If you take this, your headache will go away, but you're gonna have internal bleeding, cramps forever,
and you might be diarrheaing all day.
You might be pooping all day.
But it's okay, because that headache will be gone.
Yeah, that erection will last 5 more hours, but it's okay. You might die too. It's like, oh, okay.
There's this,
cool. I'll die with an erection.
This advertisement for like a birth control that like goes in your arm.
The thing that's like a toothpick.
The side effects went on in this commercial were like the whole commercial, and I was like, why would you take this?
And people don't pay attention to it.
It's always dead. It's always dead.
It's like, I think you might die if you put this in your arm.
But that's okay. You'll be baby free. Yeah. Pharmaceutical companies, biggest drug pushers.
Pharmaceutical companies.
Biggest drug pushers.
It's all a cycle.
They want to knock people for selling weed.
You eat the food that you eat, and then you feel a certain way, and then it's because of the food that you eat that you feel a certain way. You're
exactly. Like acne, for one. Like, some people wonder why the fuck they have acne. You convert over to a vegan lifestyle, your skin clears the fuck up.
Even my professor, my professor confirmed that, because I was in class. I was like, Professor, I'm vegan and blah blah. He's like, yeah, if you convert to, cutting out a lot of meat, you're healthy. Like, you'll feel healthier. You'll be healthy.
Energy-wise, everything. Like, I can last off like 2 hours of sleep now. I swear to God.
I think it's a lot of the food.
A lot of the chemicals that they put into these products, these meats, these processed food, the canned foods they serve on the shelves, they have a lot of chemicals that fucks with the wiring of your brain. So of course you have a lot of people. Stop.
You guys are adorable.
You have a lot of people that are angry, that are upset, and not only that, but the environment. They pack you into this small ass environment where they don't give you many options. So you're already mad about where you're living, and then you're mad that you don't have too many options you're not able to eat healthy or the way you want to, so you're not given options of food. You're barely given options of water. Let's talk about the fucking plastics and how they package the fucking foods and everything else. Like Arizona, you know, that's a very popular drink, but the bottle they put Arizona in is fucking cheap.
Yeah, okay, so I don't know if you know.
Ones and sevens
are the worst because it contains the bisphenols and the chemicals that mess with your endocrine system that can really that can kind of mimic like a female hormone or something like that, and it leaks into your body, and that stuff is just awful.
Even the plastics they wrap the cans in. You know how when you buy like a package of like drinks,
like the Poland Spring.
Yeah, even the plastic they put around it is bad for you.
Societies eat certain things, and a lot of the toxins
that's what I think too. A lot of this shit is poisonous.
And I'm just like, why are people so angry? There's a reason for it. And then when I go to Newark, chemtrail. Oh God, but when I go to Newark, this is where I live. Where I live, it's a very, predominantly white area, and everybody, they offer a lot more vegan options, a lot more healthier options everywhere.
Exactly.
There are no corner stores, no sidewalks. Everything is natural. There are trees. They plant trees everywhere. But when I go to Newark,
she comes to my place, and it's barely anything, which is why, like, it's very hard for me to, like, transition to, like, a vegan life, because there's a corner store in every fucking corner serving GMO food and bullshit, and they don't have anything vegan, and I could come to New York, and it's like, okay, the corner store offers vegan options. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Really?
Like 24-hour, but the thing is, it's crazy, because when I turn into Newark, all I see is litter everywhere. I see every corner store has cigarettes for cheap, has alcohol, has liquor, has all of this
and
stuff.
And they just make it so easy to just be able to access all of that, even for like the youth. Yeah. You walk into these stores, they barely card you. You know, they don't know if you're 17, 18, whatever, just got out of your fucking high school class or whatever. They don't care. They don't cart you. So they make it easy for you to buy like all of this poison, and it's crazy because you go to a place like where she lives, and no matter how old you are, you can walk in there with a full mustache, and it's like, can I see ID?
But back to what we were saying, I think we touched on this a while ago about how pretty much you said how, like, let's say, the foods and crops that we're growing for us to consume, people have to walk through them with masks on.
Like there was
be like, wow, you're putting artificial stuff in your body, expecting your body not to react in a different way. As simply as I could put it, you're putting artificial chemicals and medicine in your body. Your body is an organic thing that you should really be feeding, natural things into. So you continue to put chemicals into your body.
It's like a car.
What's your body gonna do?
It's like a car. Your body is like a car.
Your car requires this kind of thing. What if you put something else in it? Your car's not really gonna act right, is it? Right. So, so let me continue as a human being. I require natural and organic things. I require leafy greens. I do require plants. Let me put dead animals, milk that doesn't even belong to you.
Not only that, but like, it tells you it on a packaging. For instance, when like you're buying like beef or something like that, and it says something like 50 50%
this.
Yeah, 50-50 or something like that. Then 50% of that shit isn't meat, and 50% of it is meat. So technically we really don't know what the hell we're eating. Then you have to talk about these big ass corporations like McDonald's, Wendy's, Pepsi, Checkers, whatever, and they don't even sell meat. We have no idea what's in it. We have no idea.
What would you maybe attribute your being aware to?
Just the way things didn't make sense. Like I said, when I grew up, I saw a lot of things that would be recalled, or a lot of things that just would be like, oh, you can have this. It would be advertised. You can have this. And then like months later, oh, you can't have this. If it was supposed to be good in the first place, chances are not everything's that good. So then as I got older, I was like, not everything is as good as it seems. Okay. Not everything is true. Okay. And then I was like, okay. And then my sister really like started influencing me, because my older sister really educated me a lot about like that kind of stuff. Like she was like, did you know that chicken eggs are the result of a chicken on their period? Did you know that cow milk, you can't drink this or consume dairy because blah, blah, blah. And I listened to her. I was like, wow, that's kind of true.
I was raised off of ham, pork chop, turkey, chicken, everything. ShopRite, Pathmark, shit like that. Everything. And that's what we were raised off of my whole entire life. And when you're raised like that, you don't really think about, oh, you know, well, some animal had to be slaughtered for this, or, you know, like, or how it's basically a ritual or whatever, like we're being poisoned. And you don't really think about that because, like, if you're being brought up like that and no one in your family is questioning this, then you're not going to question it either, because the rest of your family, you trust your family, you trust who you grow up with, so you're going to trust that it's good for you and this is what you should do. So, you know, you don't realize they're enforcing conformity on you at the same damn time. But then, like, you know, like, I've always questioned everything, you know, and at first it started with questioning the system of education and everything else. And, like, I always stood out of the box. I always questioned religion and, like, what it actually stood for and how it actually divides people more than bring them together. And, like, so, like, I was conscious on that.
And I was like, oh, I'm out. I'm out of religion.
And I was aware of all of the fucking lies. I was aware of the lies. So like then along came the meat when I met someone and they were like, you know what, you know, I'm thinking about going vegan, vegetarian, you know, you should too. Look up all the bullshit that's in your meat. And I was like, oh wow, what the fuck, goddamn. So I curse a lot. But
you really do.
I don't care. I like to. Fuckity fuck. You know what kills me about meat eaters?
They don't want to look. They
like,
don't want to know.
you want to eat your cow, your pig, and everything else, but when I show you this video of how they're slaughtered and how they are brought to your table, you don't want to look at it. That's nasty. That's what you're eating.
And the thing is, you might be aware of how, like, eating too much of that soy and eating all those products are not good. So I researched a lot about going
Which
raw
is why it's
vegan.
good to detoxify your body.
Yeah, and going raw vegan is like, that's a game changer.
Yeah.
That's like, that's a goal for me because I can't remember this thing. I think her name was Annette. She's like the 79-year-old raw vegan. All of her food she grows, and she is gorgeous.
That's what I want to do.
She looks good. Goal. And you know what's sad is because like my mom wants to start a garden, and I would love to start like a vegetable garden, but there's so much Roundup
GMO
sprayed
and like
everywhere.
the pesticides
So
and everything.
like,
A lot of people don't know that. I think a big problem is a lot of people are uneducated about what they're putting in their bodies as well, which is why it's good to like educate. But people like my family, because my family don't give a fuck. Well, you know, I could tell them a million reasons why they should stop eating me, and they like, well, I'm gonna eat this pork chop here. Want some? You know? What really aggravates me, I don't know if you all notice, but certain products that are like under Monsanto and whatnot are starting to claim vegan, non-GMO. And it's like, I know you're fucking linked to Monsanto. How the fuck are you vegan and non-GMO?
If you go on the Monsanto Instagram,
how are you organic?
Negative. Every single comment, every picture that Monsanto posts on Instagram.
Nah, like all of the vegan and conscious pages are like, fuck you, Monsanto, fuck you. I blocked them.
Good documentaries to watch as well, like GMO OMG. Cowspiracy is a great documentary to watch. No, that has nothing to do with veganism, but it has to do with aliens. I mean, one of the things, like a lot of people, when I started going vegetarian, when I was vegetarian officially, like a lot of my coworkers were like, "You're vegetarian? Like, how did you do that? I could never do that. I love meat so much." As well, people would ask me questions.
They're
that's
used
weird.
to living that way. They're used to living that way. They don't want to step out of the box.
Isn't that crazy?
Exactly.
That's
and when you try to teach them otherwise, well, it's like, well, no, milk makes you grow strong bones.
Like,
actually, it strips away. It strips away from your bones. Exactly.
I have a whole thing on my phone. Like, I research this before I go to bed. Like, I screenshot it. It causes osteoporosis, diseases, breast cancer, and just other cancers. Eating meats and dairy.
Like I was saying about the meats earlier, what they do. Remember when we
Vegan high five.
Yeah, chest bump. No, nobody chest bump. Okay, whatever.
That might hurt a little bit.
Yeah, it might.
Okay.
So thank you guys so much for coming. This was amazing. You guys know so much.
It was a pleasure.
And I really appreciate you coming out. V for Veganism.
V for Veganism.
It's alright. I wanna give you good vibes. It's alright. Good vibes. It's alright. From my perspective, I'm already a legend. Preaching real to the threatened. I guess I'm more of a reverend. Ghetto preach, y'all wise. Public don't